Okay, hi. The first one is first mail is from Andrew Fasulo. The subject is break it down for AEW fans. Hi K100 crew, long-time listener, first-time writer. Seems like AEW marks can't seem to grasp that in-ring ability is not the end-all be-all, but we see time and time again the story draws more money than athletic ability alone. For example, 5.8 million people watch Tom Brady play golf against Peyton Manning. It's not even those guys' primary sport. Or Conor McGregor tried his hand in boxing versus Floyd Mayweather, drawing $4.3 million. It's the story and rivalry that draws the money, not that a first-timer McGregor versus an AG Mayweather was going to be the best bell-to-bell display boxing fans had ever seen, or that Brady and Peyton were going to put on a golf clinic the likes of which you've never seen before. My question is, what do you think would draw more pay-per-views? Jim Cornette versus Vince Russo in a street fight, or Omega versus MJF in a cage match, since those allegedly draw so well? All the best, thanks. That's an interesting question. What do you think would draw more?
Who, me?
Yeah, pay-per-view.
Yeah, I think Omega and MJ, bro. I don't think nobody about them, and they'd probably blow up in 15 seconds. I don't think Vince has been in many fights in his life.
It's not the point, though. You're selling the it's just
Okay, well, I'm giving you the reasons why I'm picking Omega and the other guy. Okay,
Would you watch both?
Omega versus MJF, not really. I probably wouldn't watch that. And Cornette versus Russo, probably to talk about it on the show. No, I would. I don't about that.
I think
I would watch it. I would watch it just to talk about it on the show.
I think that you answered your question, Joe. I think that the Russo Cornette thing would draw more, just for the simple thing.
Yeah, but I wouldn't pay for it. Yeah.
Well, that's the point. You have to pay for it. Like who would pay for one or the other? It's like if you're if you're getting pirated, or that doesn't count. But what would you pay? I would pay to see Cornette versus Russo. I wouldn't pay to see Omega versus MJF.
I think Omega versus MJF would get more buys because there's a lot of marks that would want to see that. I've seen so much wrestling that I don't really care about wrestling unless there's a really good backstory.
Right, that's a good point. So let's Joe, when I go to work tonight, I'm gonna.
You know what this sounds like? What's this guy's name? Is that Cav guy?
No. This is Andrew Fasulo.
That sounds like that. Remember that Cav guy that Joe has on his network that wanted me to pay for a fight between him and Billy Body? And he was like, think about it. You could bring celebrity guests and think about it. You could sell tickets.
But you could do it for Cornette and Russo, not these two schmucks. You know?
Well, you definitely get more views for that. Yeah.
Okay, next one's from Jason Turpin. Somebody's blue. By the way, I'm going to put a poll up. This is from and see what the poll says. All right, next one's from A Power Requires Hustle, which is King Cold. Subject is returning to wrestling. What it do, fam? King Cold here. I returned to wrestling on Saturday. We tore the house down and knocked the ring rust off my work quite nicely. I took over a year off to focus on losing weight and building the strength back in my right shoulder, which was damaged during training over a decade ago. My next event is at Demolition Pro Wrestling in Evansville, Indiana on February 10th. I know you guys have taken your fair share of bumps. What match did you participate in that you were injured the worst in? Is there anyone in the business you absolutely refused to work with because they were known to be dangerous? Joe, your backyard friends don't count. Thank you for all you do. I never got a serious injury in the ring, so I never really.
I did.
I was a dangerous one in the backyard.
Against who? Who'd you get hurt against?
Yeah, he was dangerous to his own self because he didn't know what he was doing. I fractured my collarbone in Tijuana. I told you the story. I was so hyped when I first went to Japan that I threw a tope over the third rope and I overshot the guy that was waiting for me, and I fractured my skull and I fractured my wrist. In Juarez, not knowing what I was doing because I was young and stupid, I did a frog splash, almost blew out both my knees and dislocated my shoulder. And the thing that I think led to all my kidney problems was I was in a cage match and there was this humongous heavy ladder that was propped up and somebody hit it and I wasn't looking and it landed right on me. Boom.
All right. The next one is basically a reiteration from last week, but it's actually asking for more detail.
Oh, let me show you the tweet. Let me show you the tweet before you continue. Sorry. Here's Brian Cage's music tweet here. What's your least favorite song? The one that gets you heated, disgusted, nauseated, annoyed, irritated, whatever. What is it? Hotel California comes to mind, or maybe this Santana song that I don't even want to look up to find out the name of it. I think he probably means.
Maybe talking about Black Magic Woman, maybe.
I thought he was talking about Santana and Rob Thomas. You know, that song was everywhere. You remember that song? First it was the
Smooth, I think.
Smooth. Then there was one about the Spanish. No, that's that one.
No.
Yeah, you're right. Smooth. Yeah.
All right. Next one's from Jason Turpin. So does Blue Demon Jr.'s heat with Conan. Hey guys, Hoovy recently interviewed Luchador Blue Demon Jr. During the interview, Blue Demon Jr. took some shots at Conan. He said Conan is very difficult to work with, which Hoovy agreed with. Additionally, Blue Demon Jr. mentioned he won't return to AAA while Conan is in charge. He insinuated that AAA keeps reaching out to him for dates, but he has to turn them down because he refuses to share a locker with Conan. Conan, what is your history with Blue Demon Jr., and why do you guys have heat? Thanks, Jason Turpin.
I just explained this last week
Right,
on the
I know you
Lucha
did,
Libre Minute, which obviously you didn't hear.
All right, next one's from John P. Pozorowski. Is that John? Is that Paz?
That's Paz.
Subject is Scott Steiner is not a bully. Hey K100 DI. Hey Conan DI. Jojo the Philly entrepreneur. Hope all is well. I just had on Scott Steiner my two-man power trip show and was talking about how Disco called him a bully. Question to Conan, do you think Scott was a bully? Seems to be an awesome guy who loved to prank, rib, and have fun with the boys. Disco, you don't really think he was a bully, do you? Thanks, Paz. P.S. I was hanging out with Joe at the MLW in Philly, and he was actually 1, not drunk, 2, actually coherent, and 3, dressed decently. I find that hard to believe, Conan. Do you find that hard to believe on all 3 of those?
Yeah, because first of all, his beard's always unkempt. That hat is glued to his head, never comes off. He's probably wearing a black shirt as usual. I'd like to see the picture. And number 2, what does that say of Joe if he says he was coherent and he wasn't drunk? That means that every time he's met him before, he's drunk and incoherent.
Thanks, Paz.
So the guy that's you even say yourself, like, you're proud of it, like. Look
at that sweater. That's a $100 sweater right there.
Black shirt, the hat glued to the head, the unkempt beard, and the Ray Charles glasses.
Like literally like a poster boy for MAGA.
Yeah,
right?
MAGA and the Unabomber. Yeah,
right. Scott Steiner absolutely was a bully, though. Him and Rick, they were just bullies. They're like, but it's fun. It was they weren't like bullies, like criminal. Like they were just like it was just they were tough. They were wrestlers. They were amateur wrestlers. So they So they would like grab you and stretch you. Like, it's like that's just the way it was. It wasn't like.
Now this guy says, is this Paz guy that your friend? You're
the two-man power trip and Sullivan and Pritchard.
He's saying, oh yeah, Scott sounds like an awesome guy and all this other stuff. It's like, yeah, you didn't know him when he was younger,
Right.
And a lot of us what clip?
Well, he has a clip of Scott Steiner say him play the clip, Joe.
Everyone always says Owen Hart's the best ribber, but from all the stories I hear from Dr. Tom, from Disco Inferno, all these guys, you and Rick are the best ribbers. Knocking Disco off of the little boat thing, knocking him off.
Just all these. Oh, he's a jet ski, and he called me a bully. How can you call me a bully? They're both of the jet skis were mine, and it's not like we did it one time. That was what are we going to do? Just go out on the lake and just hold hands and ride the jet skis, look at fish, and I mean, what the hell do you expect? I tried to knock him off. And that was the best part of it, because when you knocked him off, you just kept on going around him, and I mean, it was hard as hell trying to get back up on it. It's like I did the same thing to my brother. Knock him off, and then kept on swimming around. Go almost try to drown him, take him to that point, and then all right, get back out on the jet ski, and then do it all over. And then Disco calls me a bully. He was like, man. And both my jet skis were having fun. So, but no, that was, seriously, what were we going to do? Like lounge around today? Hey, look at that fish over there. Hey, seriously, you're riding jet skis, you're going to have fun.
All right, so let's get the visual picture here. 2 jet skis. He would knock me off. He would like bumper cars. He would literally come to like right up and knock me off the jet ski. Okay, I'd go flying off. So then I would try to swim back to the jet ski to get back on the jet ski, and he would take on his jet ski. Would go around me for the waves to create so I couldn't get back on the jet ski. This is funny. Right? Like, just typical Scott Steiner stuff, right? It's hysterical. Um,
I'm going to
all
talk to
right, so
Paz because I don't. That's interesting to me that he had Scott on. I don't know. You'd think if Scott was on, maybe he'd had something to promote. I don't know why you had him on. I'm gonna. We should get Scotty though. That'd be
next
great.
was next was a Jared Avios subject Mitchen's future. Hi K100 fan, just want to ask about Mitch and Mia Yim. I watched her match with Io from 2 SmackDowns ago, as well as her interviews and training as of late, and I think she has a great, unique look and stick, carries herself well, is dynamic in the ring, and has a star presence about her, and she has a drive to improve and work at her craft more so than a lot of women I see. I definitely think when she returned to WWE back in late 2022, she was unfairly criticized as a poor Triple H hire. However, there's definitely one thing missing as I've been watching Mitchin, and that is the connection to the audience. It is a shame that it is simply not there. My question for the K100 crew is, without saying too much, what does WWE need to do with the character of Mitchin so that she can start to connect with the masses? How would you present this character? Thank you, best Jared. Well, first of all, she didn't really even have a character. That's her problem. Like, what are things about her that make her unique from other girls? I'm asking you guys. Anything?
I think that she has blue hair. I guess. I think the thing with her is that Mitchin. He said that she was thick. Is that what he said?
Yeah, kind of thick.
She's not thick. She's
Well,
not.
maybe thicker than
I
like
mean, maybe compared to somebody like. Remember that girl they
Julia
had there
Hart.
called Aaliyah? Yeah, Julie Hart. Compared
Or
to
the
that
or
lady,
the or the
she's
tiny
not thick at
AEW
all.
girl. Yeah, like
Right.
Rio. She's
Riho.
thick compared to Rio. Yeah.
She, but that's not what he said. She's not. Okay, yeah, she can go. She's got a good look, but bro, she's not over at all. And the problem is they give her weak storylines. They don't present her as anybody interesting, so she doesn't come off as interesting. That's creative's fault.